Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping right into the source material behind a pretty incredible place, the cyberpunk noir world of Null City.
So, let's start with the most fascinating thing about Null City. It technically doesn't exist. Seriously, on any official map, it's just not there. It's not just off the grid, it's like a glitch, a rounding error in the algorithms that map out this hyper-documented world. A little pocket of nothing that somehow became something.
And yeah, that's literally where the name comes from. The story goes that these early survey drones kept sending back corrupted files, just null reference, null value. Some technician cracks a joke, calls it Null City, and bam, the name just sticks. So now it's this gray smear on the map, this haven for anyone who doesn't fit into the system's neat little boxes.
Okay, so how do we get a handle on a place like this? We're going to do it through two key people, a fixer and his client, and their story. Well, it gets right to the heart of what Null City is all about.
So meet Yuen. He's not some ghost or anything. He's just a former citizen who, one day, walked into the gray and just kept walking until the paperwork couldn't keep up. He didn't erase his identity, he just moved somewhere it didn't matter. And his whole philosophy is built on this one powerful idea, that all these categories we use to define people, they're just for convenience. They're not the truth.
And this is the question his new client Limn walks in with. But here's the twist. She's not hiring him to find out who or what she is. She's hiring him because of the danger that comes with anyone finding out.
See? Limn gets it. She knows that getting a label slapped on her, human, AI, whatever, is a kind of loss. You know? If she's human, maybe her memories are too painful to deal with. If she's an AI, then everything she feels is just fake. So for her, staying undefined is a matter of survival, especially since, someone is hunting her.
So who's the hunter? Well, it's this guy, Sorin Veth. And he's not just some goon. He's an agent of the very system that Null City stands against. Think of him less as a thug and more as something way more dangerous. He's a philosopher with a weapon. And this is what I find so cool about this setup. It's not your standard good guy versus bad guy thing. Not at all. It's a clash of fundamental beliefs. For Yuen, the undefined is where truth lies. But for Veth, anything unclassified is just an error, a bug in the system that he has to fix. So Veth works for the Meridian City Registry. Their entire job, their whole reason for being, is to shove every single conscious being into one of these four boxes. And trust me, which box you land in matters. If you're a natural human, you've got all the rights. An AI, you're legally property. And a composite, well, that's a legal mess nobody wants to touch. And Veth, he is scary good at this. A 97% success rate on tough cases. He's not just ticking boxes on a form. He is the system's best weapon for taking all that messy human ambiguity and squashing it into one neat little data point. So you can see where this is going, right? What starts out as a hunt for just one person, it starts to spiral fast. Because the real target here isn't just Limn. It's Null City itself. It's the very idea that a place can even exist outside the system. And this escalation, it's fast, but it's also incredibly methodical. Veth is smart. He doesn't just barge in. He's mapping Null City, building a model of the place from the outside in. And it becomes pretty clear, pretty quick, that his ambitions go way beyond just finding Limn. Because this is his endgame. It's not just about Limn. He wants to correct the error. He wants to fix the glitch that made Null City possible. His goal is to inventory every single person, classify every mind, and basically wipe that gray smear off the map forever. So that brings up a huge question. How does a place that doesn't officially exist, full of people with no legal status, how do they fight back against a system that wants to define them out of existence? I mean, how do you even fight an idea? Well, they start by calling in an expert known only as Ghostwriter. And Ghostwriter's skill is fascinating. They don't just hide people. I mean, hiding means there's still something to be found, right? No, Ghostwriter makes it so that a person is informationally impossible to even define. They trap the searcher in an endless loop, where the very thing they're looking for can't be put into words. And so, under the leadership of a modified human named Sable, who, by the way, has been getting ready for this fight for years, the people of Null City come up with a plan. They decide to use the one thing they have, their own nature. Their unclassifiable, messy, in-between existence, they're going to turn it into a weapon.
And the strategy is it's brilliant. They're not going to use guns or bombs. They're going to fight the system with a paradox.
They're basically going to force feed the classification system so many contradictions, so many people who don't fit in the boxes, that the whole thing just crashes. They want to trigger a logical deadlock, making the entire city impossible to classify.
And at the center of it all is Limn. She's the key. She isn't just a tough case to classify, she's something totally new. Ghostwriter figures out that her signature isn't just ambiguous, it's omniguous. It's somehow consistent with all 4 categories at the same time. She is living, breathing proof that the system's boxes aren't just a little flawed, they are fundamentally, completely wrong.
And that's really the question that Null City leaves us with, isn't it? In a world that is obsessed with labels, with sorting everyone and everything into neat little boxes, what's the value in saying no, in refusing to be named? Is a perfect definition always the truth, or can it sometimes be a form of violence?